Hey everyone, this is Nancy from New Travel Escapes, and today we're going to be showing you how to navigate the Cancun Airport, explain the new automated border control system, or EGates, and help you get to your resort as stress-free and as quickly as possible. We have talked about 2022 revenge travel on this channel, and you can see it in action at Cancun International Airport, which had over 30 million visitors arriving in 2022. The 2023 numbers are looking to be even higher, with people traveling more than ever. I promise to update my subscribers every time we are at the Cancun Airport about what new changes are being made that affect passengers arriving into Cancun. Well, we've been back to Cancun, and things at the airport have changed yet again, and they are definitely for the better. Cancun Airport has 4 terminals for national and international flights. Terminals 3 and 4 are for international guests, Terminal 2 is domestic, and Terminal 1 is for private. We are going to focus on international. The international tourist requirements arriving at Cancun Airport seemed to change almost monthly during 2022, but it was a pilot program in preparation for what has been implemented for 2023. Today we're going to show you how to navigate your way through the airport from landing until you reach your transfer company outside, and we will explain some new changes that have come into effect. Whichever terminal you fly into, this video should be relevant to you. The footage I have in this video is from Terminal 4, the newest terminal at the Cancun Airport, but Terminal 3 looks very much the same. If you watched our last Cancun Airport video, that footage is from Terminal 3, so no matter which one you land into, you will have a chance to see where you need to go. When you exit your plane, you will follow the signs to Immigration and Passport Control, aka the customs area. Cancun is a clean, modern airport that is well maintained, and as far as airports go, it is pretty easy to navigate. Signage is in Spanish and English, it is air conditioned, and there are bathrooms if you need them. FYI, the bathrooms here are much less crowded than the ones near the baggage claim area. There is no potable water or water bottle refill stations, and a bottle of water is expensive, so just keep that in mind if you or your child will need it. I know I always mention it, but it drives me crazy, so I just want you to know. When you get into the Customs and Immigration Hall, where normally you would have gotten in line and presented your documents to the immigration officers, they have now installed EGates. If you have an e-passport, also known as a biometric passport, it will have an electronic chip in it that is encoded with the same information found on page 2 of the passport, i.e. your name, your date of birth, your gender, etc. It is supposed to provide a much greater protection against tampering. Some countries have had e-passports for years and others are just getting started. If you see an image of a little old school type camera on your passport, then you have an e-passport. EGates are an improved level of security, and most of the time they will move you through customs more quickly than meeting individually with customs officers. You are never allowed cameras or phones out in the customs area, so I have done my best to show you what they look like without making security mad at me. Now, if you haven't been to Cancun Airport in a while, then this is really where things have changed for the most in 2023. And I'm sure it's here to stay. When we were there in early 2022, the airline gave us a tourist form to fill out on the plane. In July of 2022, we needed to fill out the tourist form online in advance, print them out, and bring them with us, as many airlines had stopped handing them out. In September of 2022, we were no longer needed to fill out forms, the customs agent stamped our passport, and the airline checked the date on the stamp when we departed. And finally, in November of 2022, we no longer needed to fill out any forms, it was simply a stamp in our passport, and it's scanned by the machine printing our boarding pass when we were departing. This was the transition process to the new EGates at Cancun Airport. Now, for 2023, for many travelers, the procedure at Cancun Airport has you walk up to a machine, place your passport on the optical reader, make sure that you slide it all the way in, place your finger on the machine for a fingerprint to be recorded, and as long as there are no issues flagged by the system, the border gates will open, and off you go. As far as I know, the EGates are valid for citizens of the United States, Canada, and I believe other lower risk departure points, but I'm not positive on that yet. The list of visa-exempt visitors who are allowed to use the EGates will be the thing that's expanding for 2023. If you don't have an e-passport or your country is not on the list of those allowed to use the EGates, then have no fear, you will simply need an agent to scan and stamp your passport as normal. With many passengers having the eGate option, I'm certain the lines will be much shorter going forward. Now, I know there is debate about eGates and biometric scans, and I can't speak to them, but if you're conflicted about using them, then you should know they are in Cancun now. So I guess Cancun is probably not the best airport to fly into for those who are opposed. For the rest of us, there is no more worrying about forms to fill out and which part you need to keep and so on. Much simpler and so far quicker process. In 2022, we had visits where we waited well over an hour to go through customs and immigration. Now it is just minutes. After exiting the customs area, we continued on towards the baggage claim carousels. There's a duty-free shop in Terminal 4 where you can buy some sunscreen or alcohol or whatnot if you need it. There's also a mini market right outside the doors where you can also pick up some essentials. This is important to know for those who want to travel carry-on only and do not want to pay the ridiculous, and I say that with a capital R, prices at the resorts. A quick note on buying from the duty-free: don't forget that you are still obligated to follow the allowed limits, just as if you brought it from home, when buying from the duty-free in the terminal. Many people get caught unaware by this, so I wanted to let you know. Those buying cigarettes, cigars, and alcohol are subject to the limits allowed to be brought into the country. But if you buy it from the mini mart just outside the airport doors, those limits don't apply. You also have the option of choosing a transfer company that allows for a stop at a store to pick up extra things that you may need. We tell you all about that in our Top Cancun Airport Transfer Companies video, so check that one out if you're interested. The wait for our bags was much longer than the immigration lines, so unless you're flying carry-on only, you're still going to have to wait a bit. I'm hoping the baggage system is the next thing the airport addresses, but for now, if you can manage carry-on only, then it does eliminate most waiting at the airport. We got our bags and then proceeded towards the exit hallways. If you have nothing to declare, then you keep walking and follow the exit signs. Customs always has the right to inspect bags, and they will let you know if they want to inspect yours. Make sure you're up to date on what you are and are not allowed to bring into Mexico. Don't assume that just because you're allowed to bring something into your home country that you can necessarily bring it into theirs. This next portion of the video may feel redundant from our last videos, but I'm going to go over this part of exiting the airport again because I feel bad for anyone who gets caught up with the Timeshare Sharks. If I can help you exit without being hassled, then I will. After you exit the baggage area, you will then walk through what is known as running the gauntlet of Timeshare Sharks, and that is really the nicest name that I can call them. There are others, but they're not so polite. Many people who have planned a trip to Cancun inevitably hear about visitors being bullied by aggressive timeshare salespeople, and it is in this hallway where you will find them. I thought aggressive timeshare sales were a thing of the past, but I guess it still works. The people working in this area will approach you displaying the best of intentions to help you find a taxi or transportation to your hotel or a great deal on an excursion, but their end game is always to sell you a timeshare. They will often even appear to know what flight you came in on and tell you that they are representative of that airline, but they have only just glanced at your baggage tags. Please just ignore them, for which some of us it feels rude, but they prey on your manners to get you to talk to them. Just keep walking, ignore everyone until you get to the outdoor transportation area. If you have pre-booked your transfer, and I highly suggest that you do, they will always be outside waiting for you, never in the airport. So at this point, you have made it through, and you should be in the outside area to find your pre-booked airport to hotel transfers. The transfers and taxi area, it looks chaotic and it's a bit overwhelming, but although it is crowded with people, they are for the most part friendly and helpful. They'll be holding up a sign showing you who they work for, and if you're a bit lost, just ask anyone out there and they will point you in the direction of your transfer company. We have only taken a cab a couple of times in Cancun, and I won't be doing it again, because both of our experiences were not good. Not to say that yours will be bad, but ours was, so now we stick to one of our favorite transfer companies. There are many good ones. Check out the video I mentioned earlier because some are better than others. The last thing I want to mention is that there is currently highway improvement construction near the airport, as well as the Mayan train construction, which is Mexico's first official long-distance passenger rail, running an 1,800-kilometer loop around the Yucatan Peninsula. It's set to open in 2023 sometime. Needless to say, getting in and out and around the airport is taking longer than usual. The 2 lanes normally running into the airport for your departure are being turned into 4 lanes, which when it's done will be fantastic. But currently, while they're working on it, it is adding significant delays. Make sure to listen to your transfer company on what time they want to pick you up for your return trip to the airport. Right now, they are often picking up 4 hours or more before your flight because the road construction is a mess. I will make an updated video on the construction situation when I'm down in Cancun next, so please subscribe if you don't want to miss that one. Related to the construction problem, something else you may want to consider if you're concerned about getting to the airport on time is looking at booking a Cancun Airport hotel for your last night so you won't get stuck in those construction delays. I haven't done it myself yet, but we are going to, and I will let you know how it worked out. I believe things at the Cancun Airport are almost done being tweaked, and EGates are the new way of things. Every time someone on our team goes through the Cancun Airport, we will update you so that you know what changes are happening. Thank you everyone for watching our videos. We hope it was helpful for you. We have a lot planned for 2023 and several all-inclusive resorts on the books for this year. We pay for all of our trips ourselves, and we hope to give you a good idea of what our travel experiences are like, what we enjoy and what we don't care for, so that you can determine if it is something that will be a good fit for you. Happy vacation planning, everyone, and we will see you again soon. Bye!